We're going to have a look at Pythagorean theorem. It can be written in either form, means exactly the same thing, depending if you want to find the hypotenuse, C, or whether you want to find one of the legs, A and B. Pythagorean theorem applies only to 90-degree triangles, to right triangles. Don't ever assume that a triangle is a 90-degree triangle just because it looks like one. If you're told it's a 90-degree triangle, that's fine. If it's got this little little square in the bottom, that's also fine. So C is our hypotenuse, the longest side of our triangle. A and B are the legs of the triangle. A and B can be interchanged, doesn't matter. So let's look at an example where we've got a right triangle. This side's of length 5, this side's of length 4. A lot of people know the 3, 4, 5 triangle. Don't get sucked in to thinking this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. If it was a 3, it would have to be here. That's impossible because this is the longest side. So we'll call it X or C or whatever you like. C squared is equal to 5 squared plus 4 squared, which is 25 plus 16, which is 41. Now this is the critical step. C squared is equal to 41, so C is equal to the square root of 41. Okay? The square root of 41 is a bit more than 6 point something. When you convert this to a decimal, it will be a continuous decimal. This is called an irrational number. It will not have an exact value in terms of a decimal. And you really need to get comfortable with the idea that this length C is equal to the square root of 41. And don't turn it into a decimal until you know what you want it for. If it's the length of a piece of timber, and you're generally only going to measure to a millimetre, or if you have to, a half a millimetre, then you'll need 3 decimal places or 4 decimal places. If, for example, this was the length of a road and it was the square root of 41 kilometres, and in the middle of the city, and someone was going to pay you $1 million per metre, how many decimal places would you need? Alright, if we're talking kilometres, we need at least 8 decimal places. So don't convert it to a decimal until you know what you want to use it for. But this is the critical step. Square and add and take the square root. Okay?